Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Decay of Logos, which is brand spanking new, out now for anybody to go and buy, download and so on and so forth. So first off, I want to say thank you very much for Rising Star Gaming and Amplify Creations for giving me the opportunity to play through their game up to a certain point because of obviously restrictions. So again, thank you very much to those guys, and without further ado, let's get it on, shall we? Embark on a journey of revenge betrayal as set in motion by the destruction of our young adventurer's village at the hands of the Crimson Knights. Find solace in your mystic elk's companion as you battle the unforgiving foes that roam the once peaceful realm. Venture into ancient ruins and dungeons in search of their rewards in a quest to find the truth behind the attack of Ada's home. Take heed. There is a dark and treacherous force at work in this world that corrupts even its inhabitants. Basically, it's a revenge story. Now, I don't mind this sort of game because at the end of the day, you've got a drive, you've got a reason to play it, you've got this you need to find out what actually happened and why it all happened in the first place. So we're going to break it down a little bit. Number one, I want to talk about the graphics. I absolutely adore this art style, and the reason why is because it's not too hard on the eye. It's very soft, it's just a really nice pastel coloured, nice palette, nice everything, and even the characters animate really well. Now, it doesn't look like there's a lot of detail, but it doesn't need to be a lot of detail within this art style. It's very simple but very, very effective. It gives a huge atmosphere of the levels, the actual depth of where you're going, and the actual sort of like score of the land as well. At the end of the day, it's not just flat. It's not your average third-person RPG. This game has a lot of feeling, a lot of soul, and a lot of softness to it as well, but at the same time, it's quite a vicious game. And I'll get into that in just a minute. So what can you expect from Decay of Logos? And to be fair, I mean, you can expect a really hard game. There is only a couple of games that you can compare this to when it comes to the actual sort of combat of this game. And when I say combat, I mean it is a beast. Now, I played through it a couple of times up to where I was allowed to play because anybody who got a copy of this game had to play to a certain point, couldn't reveal anything else afterwards, and I can completely understand that. So I played it through twice. I got to the giant exactly the same way, both times, and he kicked my ass. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't get past him because he's such a git. The other reason why I didn't get past him is because the combat against all the other enemies is really hard. You've got to think about this more along the lines of a Darksouls-esque style game. And when I don't say that lightly. Most people go, oh, it's a bit like Dark Souls, it's a bit like Dark Souls, it's a bit like Dark Souls. This game's a lot like Dark Souls. And the reason why is just because of the combat system itself. It's very unforgiving, very, very horrible. You've got to basically master this game in order for you to get through it. And even the small enemies can really deal a punch. When you're going to be seeing this within this game, I'm going to show you the actual Ents that you'll be fighting, and I call them Ents because they're basically tree people. And it is literally one-hit kill. They are very unforgiving, and you have to be very cautious and careful about how you're actually going up against them. Always know where your dodge button is, and I really do mean that. I mean, blocking attacks is okay, but you have to be spot on with your timing, and then apart from that, it's all sort of well and good. But it is a game that you have to master the combat system before you can actually sort of carry on. And this, as I said, my second attempt into playing this, that is where it got a little bit easier, because I sort of knew what I was doing. But from a point of view of a new person, man, there's a lot to learn in this game. So the layout of the game is very simple. Here's the start of the game, there's the finish of the game, and you've got to combat your way through each level with unforgiving enemies and foes. Now, the downside is when you get hurt and you don't die, you have to try and find rest. Now, these are basically save points. These are shrines that are dotted out throughout the land. Have fun finding them. There's not many between each point, which is why, again, it's a little bit like Dark Souls. The checkpoints are quite far and few between, which is another reason why it's so difficult. The other downside is when you die, you get respawned back at that point. So if you make it all the way to where you have to go and you didn't hit a save point before then, you're going back to the beginning, or you're going back to wherever you last saved it, and that is the worst part. Enemies respawn as well, so be prepared for that, and different versions of an enemy will respawn as well. So in this case, these little funny like parsnippy things that are fine, or onions that are coming out of the ground trying to kill me, are quite unforgiving. But the Ents, there'll be different variations of them. You'll get the ones without a shield, you get the ones with the shield, or the slightly bigger ones, slightly ones that are going to do a bit more damage, and ones that are going to kick you in the face. Be prepared, because a kick in the face is about as hard as getting hit by a sword. You'll die one-hit wonders. Amazing. Now later on, you'll be coming up against these points that are rest points. So the rest points are basically when you've got hurt, you stop off at one of these points, rest up. Worst part is most of the time you're going to get ambushed overnight. You'll probably get killed. You'll get respawned at that point as well. Not too shabby, is it? The worst part is if I didn't have the opportunity to play this game, this wouldn't be one that I would play or buy for that instance. And the reason why is just because it's a very unforgiving game. In my later years, which is where I am now, I personally don't really want to play a game that's going to challenge me too much. And the reason why is just because I don't really want to smash things. I've been known to basically throw a wobbly at playing games. I've been known to rage at games. I've been known to throw discs across the room. I've been known to smash controllers against walls. This is definitely one of those games, because even when just playing the first section of this game, which is all I was allowed to play, I found myself getting very, very annoyed very quickly, because I would get to a certain point just before a checkpoint and die, having to do everything I've just done before again. This gets very frustrating for me. So this is one thing that I really wouldn't prescribe. If you guys out there are suffering from anger issues and bits and pieces and really don't like playing games that are going to stress you out, don't buy this game. But if you think you can overcome it just because the graphics are beautiful, the storyline's really good and everything else, then I would definitely prescribe this game. I would only not play this game because of my temperament when it comes to dying so much. This is the reason why I don't play Darksouls. It's the reason why I don't play Bloodborne. It's the reason why I don't play games that basically are just known for annoying people that much to a point you want to break things. That said, the game is beautiful. And that is what I like about this. I love this art style. I love the fact that it's a bit like the more modern Zelda games, mixed with a little bit of Dark Souls, mixed with a little bit of everything, just to keep you occupied. It's a very simple storyline, very simple to plod your way through, but very hard to master. This is one of those games, but you do have to be a little bit more of a master to actually play this game through, and it's because of the challenging combat system that is very unforgiving to the player. So all in all, where would I put Decay of Logos in the ways of, I don't know, let's say a score? Now, if we were going to just go on graphics alone, I'd be looking at a 7 to an 8. And the reason why is just because it is beautifully done. I love this art style. I love the fact that it doesn't take a lot to put a texture into anything, and it looks really nice. It's really great. Character animation is really good. Even the elk that you have as a companion is animated really well. Comes with a stress level and sensitivity, and it is there just to basically push the story and push the game a little bit more, giving it a little bit more depth and character. The best part about this is the fact it is easy to pick up, but just very hard to play. And that is the only downside to this game. The downside for myself and for other people who are going to come up against this as a challenging game is the fact the difficulty is just, in my eyes, a little bit past the normal gamer and going into more the advanced person who has to basically learn how the game plays. And as said, on my second attempt, I found it a little bit easier, but I still found the game very unforgiving. Personally, it's not that bad of a game. And I'm not saying that just because I was given this game to say, look, push our game a little bit more. I'm saying this out of the kindness of my own heart. I like this game. I enjoy playing it, but my god is it frustrating. So, thank you very much for joining me. This has been Hybridsteel, and this has been Decay of Logos. If you have enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button below for all other updates, and I'll be right back with you with another video, live stream, or whatever else I do on this channel. And until then, peace out, have fun, and enjoy everything you guys do. Bye-bye.